free college of football picks. This is week 3, part 3. Tony T here with our college football pick show here for Wednesday. We'll have 9 games from Saturday. Before we get into just a couple things, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long, free picks every day from all the major sports like NFL, like Major League Baseball. Making it a great time to subscribe, and also if you would support our channel with that like, that thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. Then visit TonySpicks.com, or a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to long-term passes. Hot cappers up here like Joseph Schultz for the year, Ramon Scott, morning's theme show, doing well here. Last 3 days, Collins have been on fire here. Ralph Raymond, yours truly. Mindy Hunt, last 7 days, our GM, Tiffany, coming in strong. Click the links to get signed to our long-term passes. You'll find our latest premium picks here center of the page with links for our best bets, our $15 promotional pick, and our multi-packs offering great value. You may also choose to purchase our premium plays from our pick ticker. There you can purchase the plays a la carte with team versus team there information. And you can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys. You can post your picks in the comments, and we are looking for cappers, so apply on that home page. All right, let's go ahead and let's get this one started. Washington at Michigan State, college football pick for Saturday. Washington improved here to 2-0 after a 43-10 home victory to Tulsa. Huskies rushed for over 5 yards a carry in the win. Defensively, they did surrender 4.1 yards per rush, limited Tulsa to 150 passing yards on 32 attempts. Michael Penix, boy, he's one of those dark horses for a Heisman. 74% completion rate, 409 yards passing, 11 yards per attempt. Penix had 3 touchdowns and an interception. Michigan State 1-1 after their 45-14 home victory at FCS Richmond. Spartans opened the year defeating Central Michigan 31-7. The team ran for 4 yards a carry. They limited the Chippewas to 219 yards with 96 yards passing on 25 attempts. Noah Kim completed 58% of his throws, 279 yards, 9 yards per attempt. He had 2 touchdown passes. Huskies are second in college football with 9.2 yards per play. Spartans in recent seasons really have struggled in pass defense. Kim looked good at quarterback. We know Mel Tucker will not be on the sidelines for Michigan State. Last year they combined for 67 points as the Huskies gained 503 yards. Washington had 397 yards passing. Michigan State 323 yards. Because Washington will give up a lot of passing yards to good passing teams. Play here will be Washington and Michigan State over 57.5. Western Kentucky and Ohio State college football pick for action on Saturday. Western Kentucky 2-0 after a 52-22 home victory here at FCS Houston Christian. The Hilltoppers opened with the 41-24 home victory at USF. Western Kentucky rushed for over 5 yards per attempt. They did allow 374 yards to South Florida on 61 attempts, but only 166 yards passing on 34 attempts. Austin Reed went 29-50 against the Bulls for 336 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 6.7 yards per attempt. WKU had a +3 turnover margin. Ohio State 2-0 after a 35-7 home victory at FCS Youngstown State. Buckeyes opened the year defeating Indiana on the road 23-3. Buckeyes defense held the Hoosiers to only 153 yards with under 3 yards per rush. Ohio State held Indiana at 82 passing yards on 21 attempts. Buckeyes rushed for over 4.5 yards a carry in the win. Kyle McCord 20 of 33, 239 yards, interception, averaging 7.2 yards per attempt. Hilltoppers are an inexperienced defense with 4 starters returning, but WKU, a pretty good passing team, and are 4th in pass attempts. Their offense has been efficient this year. Play here, Western Kentucky +28. South Carolina and Georgia college football pick for action here on Saturday. South Carolina 1-1 after their 47-21 home victory to FCS Furman. Gamecocks opened the year with a 31-17 defeat to North Carolina. They were held to only 3 second-half points. The team had 31 rushing attempts for -2 yards. South Carolina did allow 4 yards per rush to the Tar Heels with 269 passing yards on 32 attempts. Spencer Rattler did complete 77% of his passes for 9.1 yards per attempt, passing for 353 yards. Struggles came in the red zone and was sacked 9 times. Georgia 2-0 after their 45-3 home victory to Ball State. Georgia's run game just pedestrian here, 99 yards on 28 carries. The defense limited the Cardinals to under 4 yards a carry with 147 passing yards on 37 attempts. Carson Beck completed 77% of his throws for 283 yards, averaging 9.4 yards per attempt. He had 2 touchdowns and an interception. This is an inexperienced South Carolina team returning 10 starters with only 4 on the defense. Bulldogs have pounded the Gamecocks the past 3 seasons by 41, 27, and 31 points. Rattler took a lot of sacks in that loss at North Carolina, and that's concerning the play here. Georgia minus 27.5. Tulane and Southern Miss college football pick for action on Saturday. Tulane 1-1 on the year after their 37-20 home defeat to Ole Miss. The Mean Green ground game sputter with 111 yards rushing on 45 attempts. They did limit the Rebels on the ground, but surrendered 274 yards passing on 28 attempts. Quarterback Michael Pratt suffered a knee injury in Week 1, missed the game. Pratt returned to practice on Tuesday. He had a huge performance in Week 1, hitting on 93% of his passes for 294 yards and 4 touchdowns. Southern Miss fell to 1-1, a 66-13 road defeat to Florida State. Southern Miss was torched defensively, allowing 554 yards with 306 rushing on 37 attempts. They allowed 248 yards passing on 32 attempts. Golden Eagles rushed for over 3 yards per carry. Billy Wiles completed 32% of his throws, 4.5 yards per attempt, and an interception. Pat returning to practice, good sign. Golden Eagles giving up 7 yards per play, but Southern Miss did win last year's meeting by 3 on the road. Golden Eagles experienced on offense. The Mean Green's run game not as dominant here as last year. That's a concern here. Play here Southern Miss here at plus 12.5. Louisiana and UAB college football pick. Here we go for Saturday. Louisiana 1-1 after a 38-31 road defeat to Old Dominion. Louisiana moved the football for 458 yards, 173 rushing on 40 attempts. They allowed 4 yards per rush to the Monarchs with 247 passing yards on 19 attempts. Ben Woldridge completed 69% of his passes for 285 yards, 7.9 yards per attempt. He had 2 touchdown throws. UAB fell to 1-1 after their 49-35 road defeat at Georgia Southern. Blazers' ground game produced 3 yards a carry. Defensively, the team gave up 4.5 yards per rush, but 344 yards passing on 48 attempts. Jacob Zeno completed 77% of his passes, 385 yards, 9 yards per attempt. He did have 9 touchdowns and a pick. Both teams are inexperienced here. Louisiana has only 3 starters back on defense. UAB 4. Quarterback play excellent on both teams here. Play here Louisiana and UAB over 59.5. UL Monroe and Texas A&M college football pick for Saturday. UL Monroe 2-0 after their 24-14 home victory to FCS Lamar. They opened with a 17-13 home victory to Army. Warhawks were able to rush on the Black Knights here with 207 yards on 32 carries. They held Army to 3.5 yards per rush, only 107 passing yards on 12 attempts. Sophomore quarterback Hunter Herring was just 4 of 9 against Army with 2.4 yards per attempt and a touchdown pass. Texas A&M fell to 1-1, a 48-33 road defeat to Miami. Aggies rushed for just over 3 yards a carry. They did limit Hurricanes' ground attack but allowed 374 yards passing on 30 attempts. Connor Wegman completed 58% of his passes for 6.3 yards per attempt. He had 336 yards passing with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, plus a rushing touchdown. Team had a -2 turnover margin. Warhawks have the 131st ranked passing offense in college football. Aggies' run defense has been good this season. UL Monroe has only 10 starters back from last year and is inexperienced at the quarterback position. Play here Texas A&M -36. Virginia Tech and Rutgers, a college football pick. Here we go for Saturday. Virginia Tech fell to 1-1 after their 24-17 home defeat to Purdue. Hokies were shut out in the second half. Their run game generated only 11 yards on 22 carries. They did allow Purdue 4 yards per carry and 248 yards passing on 34 attempts. Grant Wells completed just 48% of his passes for 7.4 yards per attempt. He finished with 243 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Wells is questionable with that ankle injury, but media reports have him as probable now. Rutgers 2-0 on the season after their 36-7 home victory to Temple. Scarlet Knights ran the football for 52 times for 254 yards. They limited the Owls to under 3 yards a carry and 230 passing yards on 48 attempts. And Gavin Wimsatt just 10 of 21 for 198 yards with a touchdown. He did average 9.4 yards per attempt. Correct play on both sides is not inspiring. Hokies 124th in the nation in rushing. Rutgers 108th in passing. This has a look of a defensive game. Hokies 9-1 to the under their past 3 September's games. Scarlet Knights 11-2 to the under in home play here. Virginia Tech and Rutgers under 39.5. Georgia State and Charlotte college football pick for Saturday. Georgia State 2-0 after their 35-14 home victory to Connecticut. Panthers were up 28-zip after 3 quarters. They ran all over the Huskies for 250 yards on 45 carries. Georgia State limited UConn to under 2 yards per rush with 276 passing yards on 39 attempts. Darren Granger completed 58% of his throws for 144 yards, but 5.5 yards per attempt. He had a touchdown pass. Now Charlotte fell to 1-1, a 38-20 road defeat to Maryland. 49ers really poor defensive showing here, giving up 530 yards to the Terrapins, 243 rushing on 34 carries. They did allow 287 passing yards on 36 attempts. The team rushed for under 4 yards a carry. Quarterback Jalen Jones, 8 of 15, 116 yards, 7.7 yards per attempt. He had a touchdown and pick. Charlotte, 110th in the nation in rush defense, giving up about 5 yards per rush. That is a weakness that can be exploited here by the Panthers. Charlotte, 13-42 the spread when they allow 28 or greater points. Play here, Georgia State, minus the 7.5. Western Michigan and Iowa college a football pick for Saturday. Western Michigan 1-1 after their 48-7 road defeat at Syracuse. Broncos were down 45-7 at the half. Offensively, they put up just under 4 yards a carry. Defensively, the Broncos allowed 4 yards per rush, but 343 passing yards on 39 attempts. Quarterback Jack Salopek completed 68% of his passes, but only 5 yards per attempt with an interception. They utilized 3 quarterbacks last week, without much success. Iowa 2-0 after a 20-13 road win at Iowa State. Hawkeyes built that 23 lead after 3 quarters. They rushed for 3.5 yards a carry. They limited the Cyclones to under 3 yards per rush and 203 yards passing on 44 attempts. Cade McNamara completed just 54% of his passes, only 5.6 yards per attempt. He threw for 123 yards and an interception. Hawkeyes did have an offensive touchdown on an interception return. Western Michigan returned only 2 starters on defense. Western Michigan 6-0 on the road in the non-conference here. To the under, I should say. Western Michigan 6-0 to the under on the road in non-conference. Iowa 6-0 to the under in their past 6 non-conference games and 9-1 to the under in their past 10 September games. Broncos really struggle in pass protection and 107th in the nation in yards per play. Take Western Michigan and Iowa under 43. All right, that was our college football pick show. This is week 3, part 3. So we now have 27 games up for Saturday now on our channel. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports. Well, we've got NFL, Major League Baseball, and more. So making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. And of course, don't forget to visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com, to get our best plays. Our premium picks are there on the site. Click the link in the description, you'll get there. And don't forget to use that promo code TonyT at checkout you see there, and you'll save 20% off. All right, we'll have more picks throughout the day. I'm Tony T. Talk to you guys soon.